Sheriff, you and your wife are celebrating 33 years.
Oh,
Is
God
that
bless
today?
America. No, it's one time a year. It's actually was on Monday, the 8th.
Okay. One time a year.
Yeah, it was on the 8th. 33 years. It's kind of funny how life goes by so fast, you know? And I mean, we're closer now, of course, than we ever have been, because just life is good. It really is. Is it hard? Sure. Is it challenging? Absolutely. But life is great. She's got a great job with the school district. She loves what she does as a nurse. This is like her 30th year as a nurse. So things are just great in the Hardwick house, you know? Empty nesters.
Awesome. Yeah, right.
I can't keep using that. I mean, we got a 28-year-old and a 32-year-old. It's been a long time.
Right. You've been playing that card for a little too long. Yeah.
We got a grandbaby on the way.
Oh, wow, really? Is this breaking news?
It is. Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
that's exciting.
Yeah, she's due September 23rd. And this is my youngest son, so
that's so special.
Oh my goodness, my wife is beside herself. There's so many. Amazon is making a killing at the Hardwick house.
Oh,
yeah. It's all the time. But yeah, it's a special time for us. We've been waiting for a long time, and it has come to fruition. So we're excited.
Did you do a gender reveal? Or are you going to do one?
Yeah, so pretty cool. So my son was deployed at the time, so he came home, and Cream de la Coco actually, the results by her doctor were sent to Cream de la Coco. They made the cake, and then my son came back home. He flew back home. He's a pilot, so he flew back home. And they did a little video, and they're both cutting the cake, and it was pink. So we got a little girl.
Oh, that's awesome!
Cool. It's the first little Hardwick girl, so it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, girls are the best.
I can't wait. We're going to lock her up in the house till she's 28.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, Maeve's going to be happy. She has, a
buddy.
Oh, super
Yeah,
cool.
there
by the
you
way.
go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go, man.
Yeah. The Hardwick house is a great place right now.
Very cool.
Yep,
Congratulations
absolutely. Thank you.
on all
Appreciate
fronts.
you. Yeah,
That's
we're
awesome.
blessed. Truly blessed.
Speaking of new additions, you guys got 2 new canines on the team, right?
Yeah, we do actually. We've added quite a few new canines. Of course, your show, of course, 904 covered, of course, Raven and Cora, who work in our jail.
Yeah.
And then we actually added some new canines to the program too. Tonic is out there. Tonic is our brand new bomb dog. It's a chocolate lab, and she's working with Stephanie Stewart. So she's on the street because we're retiring Canine Judge, who's one of our EOD dogs. He has basically what the humans would call Parkinson's disease.
Oh, God
so
bless.
Judge has that. Canine Judge has that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to retire him, and then Scott Wright, once he gets back from his bomb school, he'll pick up a new EOD dog. So then we'll have multiple EOD dogs. And then we've also added 2 new dogs to our school district too, because Patriot's retiring this year. Patriot, Doug Kowalski. Doug Kowalski is retiring with Patriot, and then we've added 2 new dogs to our schools too as well. So they have not been named yet because they're in the actual trial phase. So the name they come with, they can, of course, usually change. The handlers do. I heard yesterday one of the chocolate labs actually failed out. So the 2 new dogs we're actually adding to the school district will not just smell narcotics. They'll also smell gunmetal. So like my firearm on my side today, gunmetal has a very distinct smell to it. So those 2 dogs will be smelling gunmetal, which is firearms in schools. So they had a little issue with the dog picking up that scent. So the dog will just go back to where he came. I think she actually came from, and then they'll flip out another dog to come back here. So we got 2 dogs in training now. Actually, I'm sorry. Tonic is on his own, and then we also have another apprehension dog too, who's in training as we speak. So we're plussing up the entire canine.
The greatest dog I ever had failed out of canine training. And that's AJ. So sorry, Blue.
Wow.
Sorry, Blue. But AJ, and he's still on my refrigerator.
Wow.
So, but he was an amazing German Shepherd.
Yeah, so the old Malinois days, of course, those are kind of our patrol dogs. But, we've gone with German Short-Hair Pointers that work in the jail. Our Chocolate Lab, of course, is working. It's who has the best nose.
And
I'll be honest with
Sandy,
you.
how's Sandy?
Sandy's on the therapy side of the house. Don't forget.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so Sandy's from she's from the Canines United program, Cancer Warrior, program, and she's from that program along with Simba too. Those are our 2 therapy dogs that are in house, so they're doing phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then Fire Rescue has another therapy dog they just picked up that's in comms as well, in 911 communication. So yeah, everything's going well. Yeah,
cool.
But our canine corps is just getting plussed up, So
Awesome.
super excited.
Yeah, man. We saw one of your dogs running around out there in the yard just this morning.
Well, today we have a special needs, a group of special needs adults coming to visit me that I met along the one of our 5K events, and just a special group of people. They just moved here from up north somewhere, and no positive interaction with law enforcement. And I met them, and she loves dogs. And they were telling me that the northern agency is like, no, you can't pet the dogs. They're going to bite you. I'm like, my goodness gracious, it's so stupid. So today we're going to surprise her and 6 of her other special need adult friends out to our training center with, I know Daisy May will be there, which is our bloodhound. Raven will be there, which is one of our GSPs out of the jail. And then also too, I think Simba's going to be there too. Which I'm sorry, Sandy, one of our therapy dogs.
Oh yeah, we love
That's
Sandy.
awesome.
Yeah.
We met Sandy.
She's
You
on
brought-
your
Yeah.
show, hadn't she?
The only
Sandy
dog
was the
allowed in the
star of our
studio.
show.
Rock
Yeah.
star, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a rock star.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's
we,
cool.
we
That's
actually
great.
times.
we actually prefer Sandy over.
Love Sandy.
Well,
Yeah,
now, well,
yeah.
okay,
He's talking
well,
me a job a few minutes. What happened?
You're fine.
Sandy does not make it as
Doesn't
easy
get
to do a
paid, don't worry
show.
about it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sandy can't say pavers and gutters.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Cancel the checkpoint, Charlie. Cancel the checkpoint, Charlie.
It was close.
Well, we reported earlier in this week that there was a grant. I guess that the dogs got bulletproof vests or something.
That's
There is.
right.
This is,
Yeah.
and that's
You
what
got
I was saying.
11. You couldn't order 12. One for Pete. What happened here?
Well, we don't want to round it off. We don't want to have a dozen, a full dozen. You know, these canine vests, of course, and that's where I got Canines for Warriors, who, of course, is our partnership here. But
Yeah.
Canines United is another partnership we have here.
Right.
And Debbie has done a phenomenal job, of course, since our canine died in the line of duty. Way back before I became your sheriff,
Barron,
of course.
right, or
Barron,
something?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was Barron. And Farrah Fawcett, remember Farrah Ash was the
Yeah,
handler.
yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, she's since retired. But anyways, because of
Is
the
she
death of that dog,
retired? She's an extraordinary human
man,
being.
she's she moved up in Georgia with her wife, and they got a beautiful home up there.
Super
and
cool people.
Oh my
Farrah
God.
was a great
First
athlete.
class,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
She
You know,
was
she was
awesome.
a semi-pro football player.
No, I didn't know that.
She was
Yeah.
an
She was
inside
a tight
linebacker.
end.
Yeah.
She was a
Whoa.
tight end.
She was
tight end and linebacker.
And linebacker.
Super cool
Yeah.
human being. Yeah.
So anyway,
Wow.
so again, this partnership with Canines United is just something special. I was on the board for a long time and on the advisory committee now. They went ahead and did a grant for us and outfitted all of our dogs. The vests at one point were just too heavy for Florida weather. Now, of course, they've created these much lighter vests for these dogs that actually provide the same protection. So just yesterday, I saw it for the first time. Daisy May had it on at one of the shows we were at yesterday. So yes, all the dogs would be outfitted. The therapy dogs would not be. I mean, they have a different job. Their job is to keep us mentally fit. But these dogs that are all on patrol, whether they're bloodhounds or they're explosives dogs or they're apprehension dogs or narcotics dogs, they all have vests now. Yeah.
Do you think this
Super
could have
great.
potentially
Yeah.
saved Barron in that situation if he had something like this? Okay.
If you
Different.
remember, Davey, too, Barron was actually suffocated.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, upon
That's right.
the necropsy, they actually found out they had mud and water. The suspect actually, the suspect that was trying to, Barron was
drown.
trying to bite him, and he actually stuffed his head in the mud and actually drowned. It was what he gave us on the confession and what the necropsy actually, yes, it wouldn't have helped him at all.
Okay.
No.
But could help other dogs
Yeah.
in other situations for sure.
But by far, because you look at some of the deaths on the canines across the country, and especially over in the UK area over there, and the dogs are stabbed a lot, too. And I hate to say it, but it's just a reaction. If something is biting you, you're going to respond to it somehow to get it off of you.
Sure.
But they're shot or stabbed usually is how they're done. So we're hoping these vests actually protect those vital organs on these dogs.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It just makes them look a little more badass.
They
It really
do.
does.
Yeah,
You
well, the
know?
other thing too, I'm not sure if you noticed too, on the back of that on the back there's actually a handle.
Right.
It's another added protection besides grabbing the dog's collar. And God forbid something happened with the leash, it gives another added protection to take that dog and snatch it back with the handle on the vest, which grabs the body.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's awesome.
Okay.
They do look a little badass. I'm gonna be
They
honest
do.
with you.
Yeah, they do.
Awesome.
Hey, you guys have increased DUI patrols over the last few years, right? And
Yeah.
I understand some people are like up in arms about this. Like who is that? Alcoholics that
I
are
wish
up
it
in
was-
arms about
I
this?
wish it was August 21st, but I can't bite my damn tongue. I have to. I'm going to laugh a little bit here as I say this. There must be an idiot out there somewhere that actually would say something about letting a drunk a person drive home. By the way, I'm laughing at this Oklahoma State coach, for God's sakes, who confessed yesterday to saying, "I've drove home, with alcohol in my system 1,000 times." What are you, idiot?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this and again, this is not something about intelligence. This is very something personal to me. But 11,000 people a year is the average over the last 10 years that die in alcohol-related crashes. And I'm gonna enlighten some people in this area here too as well who have a big mouths. But out of that 11,000 people, the drunk driver usually survives. It's the national average. It's an innocent family driving from point A to point B that a drunk driver hits them, but the drunk driver is so inebriated they don't get actually hurt in the vehicle crash.
Yeah, it's like being asleep. You
It is, yeah. You kind of go limp,
Oh,
right?
wow,
Like Troy was
yeah,
just, So with that being said, the national average is around 11,000 deaths a year. But think of what that does. 11,000 families are upside down because of a death.
Yeah.
So I took over as your sheriff in 2021. We were part of those top 5 counties in the state of Florida because we border Duval County with per capita more serious bodily injury and deaths involving alcohol. You got to step it up. We have a population that's grown by 43%. People love to enjoy their time and drink, which I'm all for.
Sure.
But there's too many reasons of not to drive drunk now.
It's too
Right.
easy not to have to
You're
drive.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
It's too easy. It's too cheap.
Yeah.
And with that being said, so I started up a DUI unit in 2021. We have 4 deputies that work that. There was a female in there too as well, but Danielle moved into the office of the sheriff. And we'll be out there. And the other day I was laughing because someone says, well, you guys are just making bogus arrests. Pull the body worn cameras, pull the dashboard cameras.
Yeah.
That's why we have those. And by the way, these DUI individuals that work in this unit, they wanted these cameras to defend themselves.
Yeah.
So the comment was made, well, the state attorney's office drops it. Don't care. That's not my job. That's the state attorney's office job. My job is my agency is to get the drunks off the street so they get home alive, and we don't increase the amount of people that die in St. Johns County from alcohol-related death. It's just it's an easy statement. Yeah. So over the last year, we have decreased serious bodily injury and death involving alcohol by 15%. Think about it. You take the formula of 43% increase in our population, and you take that, we've decreased traffic crashes by 15% with the motor unit, with the unmarked cars that are black. They look like cop cars. They're not unmarked, for God's sakes. And then we also, too, started a DUI unit. I would never go away from that. We are saving lives. And by the way, if you spend 8 hours in my jail because you were drunk and driving, get over it, because you're going to get out. The state drops the charges. I don't really care. Our job is to get you home safely. And by the way, you can thank me. But the old days of a DUI ruins you the rest of your career. Those days are over with. You know, you get a driving under the influence now, and all it does is affect your insurance rates. But what we did was save you from going to prison.
Or killing somebody. Ruining somebody else, some other family's life, and your life too, by the way.
You're absolutely right. You know, DUI manslaughter, the average sentence in the state of Florida is 12 to 15 years. Yeah. So DUI manslaughter, whether you're a felon before or just an upstanding citizen that made a stupid mistake, the average sentence is 12 to 15 years. And I've watched it my entire career. And I've been very, very vocal about, I stopped drinking for a reason 14, 15 years ago. I could not drink responsibly. I came home as a wounded veteran, meaning my mentally wounded and scarred from soldiers' blood on my hand from dying in combat. I wasn't the same person. And I couldn't just have a glass or a beer. I had to have many. And that was the old military lifestyle. And then one day I woke up and my wife said, you do that again and I will take everything you have. You're going to kill somebody, you're going to kill yourself. And I said, I'm done. And now I got to be an advocate. I'm not afraid to speak about it. I'm not afraid to say I was there at one time. I never got arrested. I never got off. So I never got caught. But then you look at that Oklahoma State coach yesterday saying, oh, I've done it 1,000 times. He'd done 1,000 times and been, by the grace of God, getting you to your house.
That's irresponsible to say as a leader.
What an idiot. But anyway, so I'm passionate about it, but
it's a great thing to talk about because people are afraid to talk about it.
Don't drive drunk. Call me. Most of this county has my own personal cell phone number. I will come get you and bring you home and not say a peep. I don't kiss and tell. I will bring you home and drop you off because that's the responsible thing to do. But when you get in your car and get behind that wheel and you take that chance, and by the way, the drunk driver doesn't drive after midnight. It is 24 hours a day. We've had to move our DUI units down to like 6 o'clock in the morning. We found out moms and dads were jumping their kids off at school intoxicated.
I saw a guy pulled over right on the way to work just a couple of weeks ago. They had a couple of cops behind him and bottles of alcohol right on the roof. It wasn't even 7 o'clock in the morning yet.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't discriminate. And by the way, it doesn't discriminate. It's every race, creed, color, religion, sexual orientation, age. And I add one more thing to that too as well. You know,
alcoholism doesn't have a time limit on it.
Right.
So, I mean,
let's just say we did all the units in St. Johns County did 1,000 DUIs a year. That is 0.001% of our population, not including our tourists. You know, we had 11 million visitors a year. I average 109,000 cars a day on 95. We average 75,000 cars a day on US 1. Take that number I just gave you, and we aren't even touching the spear. But we've saved some lives, I guarantee you, because the proof is in the pudding.
Well, you mentioned just a little while ago you wish it was August 21st.
You got me all written down now.
That's good.
But it is. We got, 39 days till the primary election coming up, something like that?
Yeah, how's this?
I know you've been endorsed by all 4 surrounding sheriffs out here. What is different this time around for you than your first time?
The first thing is you'll never hear me. You three know me very, very well. I will never say anything negative about my opponent. I won't do it till the day I'm done doing this job.
No, it's not who you are.
No, and sometimes I get in the car now, me and Kendall.
Boy.
We let him have.
Of course, that's your therapy session. But
It
you
is
need
my therapy
that.
session. But the thing that's different this time is I'm a sitting sheriff, and I think I've worked. I apologize to all the people out there going, I'm sorry we're doing this again. I feel like we worked so hard this last 3.5 years, the 8 years prior to that as your chief of police. I felt like we worked so hard to be engaged and involved in this community. And I felt like we just had a lot of positive response and we were doing the right thing. But again, I don't fault my opponent for running. He's doing it for his reasons and his family's reasons. Good for him. Congratulations and good luck to him and his family. But this time it's different because I'm in uniform every day, and the Constitution protects me, saying you were the sheriff. You can go to your fundraisers in uniform. You're still the sitting sheriff. So I haven't stopped what we're doing. So much support, and my staff is incredible on both sides of the house. But it's events every, So I've had to add on. I can't take away from like the Tristan Bailey event tonight. I got to go there. That family asks you to go somewhere. You go somewhere. But then there's events on top of that are just campaign related. And we're not going to stop. The foot's on the gas. We're knocking on doors. I learned some things from the last time that I think we're going to do better this time. We're doing better this time. And it's not how much money you can raise. It's how you actually win the people over of what the job you've done. Well, we got a pretty good proven track record, I think.
Yeah.
Between my jail, reentry, outreach, recidivism is low, crime is low. We're almost at full staff. Increasing the agency. Yes, my budget has gone up. I'm paying my people, and I really don't care what you think. I have to pay my people to do this job. And with that comes a price. And the price is I got to get the pay up. When I took over as sheriff, just 4 years ago, my dispatchers were making the low $30,000 a year.
You can't survive on that.
You can't even come close to living on that in St.
But they were
Johns County.
scratching their head going, why are we so short in our 911 center? Fast forward now, went from $32,000 a year to $50,000 a year.
Yeah.
And they'll get another bump this year. We're at full staff for the first time we believe in the history with 70 men and women that work in our 911 center. They're special people. It's the starting point when you pick up the phone and need help.
Yeah.
It's the most important part of the job. Our deputy sheriffs were in the same boat, low 40,000s. They're in the mid 50s to high 50s now, and they'll go to the low 60s this coming year if the budget goes through. That's so excellent. Yes, my budget has gone up. We'd be idiots if not, because we'd be short on staff. And then you call 911 going, we got to put you in pending because we don't have enough deputy sheriffs out there. We don't have that problem.
Yeah.
Right.
So again, I feel like, I took the mentality of a small agency, which helped me be the best sheriff. And I think any chief of police will tell you if they go from the chief of police to the sheriff, it prepares you for the next level. That was a much harder job for me, answering to 5 commissioners. So, Kendall, when we first took over, it was hard to adjust to this big machine. My job wasn't harder, but it was more demanding.
Right.
And I'm very visible, as you all know that. But I think I learned the second time around, I don't pay attention to Facebook. You can bash me all you want to. But
that's smart.
But in my face, you don't say this stuff because you're cowards, but I'm okay with that. But I'm going to continue to do my job. I'm ethical. I'm morally responsible. I wear this uniform to work every day. I love my people that work for me. I'm truly blessed to have people that work for me that are so loyal and dedicated, not just to me and Kendall, but this profession. So I don't know. I think we got a lot of support. No one's going to work any harder than Rob Hardwick and my team. Not happening, Yeah. Last time I walked out of my shoes and I'm walking in this uniform, I'm not changing who I am. And I believe in a higher power. And if that higher power says it's not for me, then I will move on. I will not put my head down. I will help that next person transition. But you got to work hard to beat Rob Hardwick.
Yeah,
man.
But I got to tell y'all too, y'all have been so loyal to me my entire career. I mean, I've known you my entire life, almost my professional life, and you have never wavered. We've even had some discussions where we don't necessarily agree on certain things. I'm okay with that, by the way, because I don't want a bobblehead in my life. And I consider the 3 of you true friends of mine because you're not a bobblehead. I don't say things like, Sheriff, I don't agree with you on that. It's okay. You cannot agree with me. And I'm not going to dig my heels in and go, no, this is Sheriff Hardwick's way. It's a dictatorship. No, it's not.
Right.
That is the one great thing about you is your communication skills are absolutely pristine, which is great because I disagree with you sometimes too.
Sure.
We go to the table and we talk about it. Yeah. But I can see now your side of the fence. I never thought I'd have a great friend like you in law enforcement. I never thought that was going to ever be possible. But you kind of broke that barrier with all of us here.
That feels good, by the way, when you say that too, because sometimes you look in the mirror and go, don't throw freaking stones, because I've been there before. You know,
man.
I told somebody the other day, and I think we mentioned this before. I mentioned the word wick, for God's sakes. And this crowd looked at me like I was crazy. One lady was bobbing her head like this, and they're African-American female. And I said, y'all don't know what it is. I said, it's women, infant, and children. I said, when I was a soldier at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, my wife and I got, every Friday, we got free bread, egg, cheese, and milk on Friday. And we thought that was normal because no one was making any money. We were paratroopers. We fought for our country. We didn't have a pot to piss in. And that made me a better person because now I can relate to, not everybody comes from wealth. Not everybody comes from being poor.
Right.
And I can see things different. And I don't know. I feel like, am I the perfect sheriff? I don't know. But I can tell you what, no one has more passion and drive than me and loyalty and willing to open up and listen going, I've made a mistake in life because I've made plenty of mistakes. I've been at the bottom of the barrel numerous times. But I can sit there and go, look at the big picture going, it's okay. We're going to help you, by the way. It's okay to help an inmate get back in life and be productive. It's okay. Trust me. It's not a bad thing.
So what we do in the darkness qualifies for the light, man. Yeah.
And
great job.
That's the biggest struggle in our society is some of the people, with Home Again, I get to see it a lot. You get to see it with the sheriff's department. They almost dehumanize the person they're dealing with, so it makes it easier for them to be mean to them.
Totally agree.
And, you have to humanize before you can help.
Yeah.
And I think you do an amazing job of humanizing before you can help.
But here's what happens, though. We get in these positions as leaders, and we forgot we were a brand new deputy sheriff, didn't have a pot to piss in, couldn't pay our bills, out there running and gunning. And then next thing you know, we're dictating and firing people because they made the same mistakes we made when we were young deputy sheriffs or police officers. So I think you just got to, got to look back and be humbled a little bit too. And that's that wife in the car that sits next to you and go, don't you dare, Rob Hardwick, say that. You were there one time. Don't you ever do that again.
Yeah.
Kind of I got that.
Yeah.
Kendall awesome. Kendall don't play.
33 years, man.
Ooh, God bless America.
It's good to have somebody that can keep you in check like that.
She doesn't get half now, by the way. She gets it all. 33 years.
Oh. Yeah, right.
This man ain't going nowhere. I don't smoke. I ain't got time for the woman in my life.
There you go.
She never only got half. So just in case, you thought
she knows the same attorneys I do.
In case you thought
yes, sir. Yeah. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you for your friendship and loyalty and unwavering support. Thank you.
I got my lawn sign.
We appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate
you. Thank you as always for coming by every month and keeping us informed and letting us know what's going on.
Yep. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Be safe. God bless.
You as well.
Thank you.